Let me know if this sounds familiar. You pick up your phone just to check the time, and before you know it, you've been scrolling for 20 minutes. Sound like you? Well, you're not alone. The outside world is designed to attract your attention. It's the dopamine hit. Every time you check your phone, there's a rush from your brain of excitement of what could be. And we don't even realize it's happening. We think we're relaxing, but how relaxed are you if your mind is racing and your eyes are blurry after a 20-minute session of scrolling? Your mind wasn't built for this much noise. You can't handle 500 opinions before breakfast, and your happiness is suffering behind that screen. So what can we do? Should we throw the phone away and live in isolation? Well, it's not really realistic, is it? But what is necessary is that we become more mindful of how we're using technology. Let's talk about a dopamine detox. We're not eliminating pleasure, but what we're going to do is rewire the brain so that you can enjoy the little things, like going for a walk, having a deep conversation, or finishing something that you're proud of. Here's how to start. Number 1, be honest about your habits. Be aware. How often are you checking your phone in an hour? How many times do you pick it up without even thinking about it? See, the first step is awareness of what you're doing. Second is schedule screen time breaks. For instance, first hour of the day or the last hour of the night, no screen time. Or even during the day, turning off notifications so you're not anticipating any whistles or bells going off. You'll be surprised at how peaceful that feels. Number 3 is replace the fix. Don't just remove. If you're taking a break from your screen, fill it with something better, like reading a book, moving your body, having a conversation with a friend. Do something that feeds your soul. And number 4 is make boredom your friend. This might sound a little bit crazy, but this is where creativity comes in. When your mind is quiet, it's going to start to work for you, not against you. This isn't about perfection, it's about intention. You can still use technology, but it's on your terms, not on the algorithm. You're not weak for being distracted, you're human. The systems are designed to distract you, but now you know what's going on. Now it's up to you to make the change. And when you do, your focus improves. Your sleep gets better. Your mind gets quieter. Your days get fuller, even though you're doing less. This is the part of self-care that no one talks about. Self-care isn't just eating better and working out. It's about mindset. It's about mental health. It's about creating clarity versus chaos. So the next time you feel overwhelmed or you're just off a little, may not be you. It might be the screen. And maybe, just maybe, it's time for a reset. Because peace isn't found in more scrolling. It's found in presence. And that's something that no app can ever give you. There's a quiet revolution happening all around us. Not with signs or protests, but with conversations. It's with courage, with people finally deciding that they're tired of pretending everything's okay when it's not. This is the mental health revolution. And if you're seeing or hearing this, you're already a part of it. See, for generations, we were taught to push our feelings down, to tough it out, to man up and smile through the pain. We were told that struggle was weakness, that emotions made us fragile, that seeking help was somehow shameful. But the world is changing, and thank goodness for that. Today, strength looks different. Strength is being honest about your pain. Strength is raising your hand and saying, I'm not okay. Strength is going to therapy, journaling through the darkness, getting out of bed on the hard days, and doing whatever it takes to heal. We're finally realizing that mental health is health. and that our emotional well-being is just as important as our physical fitness. You train your body, why wouldn't you train your mind? You fuel your body with nutrition, why wouldn't you fuel your soul with peace, boundaries, and self-respect? Life is heavy sometimes, and we all carry things others can't see. Some carry trauma. For others, it's anxiety. Some are battling depression behind closed doors, showing up every day with a smile that hides the pain. But in this revolution, we stop hiding. We stop pretending. We stop suffering in silence. Because silence is what kept us sick. Silence is what kept us stuck. And silence is what made too many believe they were alone. But not anymore. Now we speak. Now we normalize healing. Now we check in on each other. Not just when things fall apart, but all the time. We celebrate therapy the same way we celebrate personal records in the gym. We praise vulnerability the way we used to praise being emotionless. We say me too instead of man up. This revolution doesn't belong to one generation, one gender, or one group. It's for everyone. And yes, it's uncomfortable at times. Growth always is. But healing begins where comfort ends. If you're struggling right now, let me be the one to tell you, you're not weak. You're human. And you are not broken. See, you don't need to be fixed. You need to be heard. You need space to feel. You need time to process. You need tools to cope. And you deserve all of it. No more shame, no more guilt, no more hiding behind busyness or burying yourself in distractions. Face the truth, feel the pain, and then take one step forward, even if it's small. Maybe for you, healing means finally booking that therapy session. Maybe it means cutting ties with people who drain your energy. Maybe it means choosing sleep over stress. Maybe it means saying no more often. Whatever it is, trust that it matters. The mental health revolution is here, not as a trend, but as a movement. Not as a quick fix, but as a new standard of how we treat ourselves and each other. You deserve peace. You deserve clarity. You deserve to be seen, heard, and safe in your own skin and in your own story. Let's keep pushing forward together. Let's rewrite the rules. Let's raise the standard. Let's make mental health part of every success story. Because true success isn't just about what you achieve. It's about how you feel while achieving it. Mindset. Everyone talks about it. Few people understand it. Some people think it means being happy all the time. Some think it means pretending everything is fine when it's not. Others think mindset is only about motivation. That if you just think positive, your whole world will magically change. But that's not it. Mindset is not about ignoring reality. It's not about fake smiles or motivational quotes taped to the mirror. It's not pretending bad things don't happen. Mindset is the way you respond when they do. It's the voice in your head that says, okay, this is hard, but I can handle it. It's being present, not frozen by what might happen tomorrow and not buried under the weight of what already happened yesterday. Mindset is your ability to stay in the now. And that's where your power is. That's where the choices are. That's where progress lives. Let me ask you about something. Have you ever gotten stuck in your head replaying a mistake from the past? You wish you had said something different or did something different. But no matter how many times you relive it, you can't go back and change it. Or maybe you felt your chest tighten thinking about the future, the unknowns, the risks, the fears. You're anxious about something that hasn't even happened yet. We all do it. But mindset is learning how to catch yourself in those moments. It's learning how to pause and remind yourself, I'm not back there, I'm not out there, I'm here. Mindset is presence, and presence gives you power. When you're present, you're no longer a victim to your past. When you're present, the future doesn't control your next step. When you stop reacting and you start responding with purpose, with awareness, with strength, that's mindset. Here's a real example. Let's say a basketball player misses 2 free throws in the final seconds of the game. The team loses, the crowd is brutal, reporters want answers, teammates are frustrated. That player has 2 options. 1, they can obsess over the missed shots, beat themselves up and let it destroy their confidence. Or 2, they can learn from it, grow from it, and refocus on the next game. See, the past is done. The shots were missed. The only thing that matters now is what happens next. That's mindset again. Mindset is about being able to say, I didn't get the job, but that doesn't mean I stop applying. They didn't believe in me, but that doesn't mean I stop believing in myself. I failed, but that doesn't mean I'm a failure. It's not about perfect thinking. It's not about persistent thinking. It's the ability to keep going, to stay grounded, to stay hopeful. Not because the road is easy, but because you know you're strong enough to handle it. You see, mindset isn't a switch you flip once. It's a muscle you build. Every time you catch yourself spiraling and choose to return to the moment, that's mindset. Every time you get knocked down and stand back up, that's mindset. Every time you do the hard thing when it would have been easier to quit, that's mindset. And you don't have to be perfect to build it, you just have to be present. So next time your thoughts race to what you could have done or spiral into what might go wrong, pause, take a breath, look around, remind yourself this is the moment you're in, and this is the moment you can control. That's mindset. Not perfection, not pretending, not pressure, just presence. And presence is where everything begins. Your brain has one job above all else, and that's to keep you safe. It's not wired for success, fulfillment, or pushing past limits. It's wired for comfort, because comfort means survival. When given the choice between staying in bed or waking up early to work out, your brain will whisper, stay in bed. It's warm here. When facing a difficult conversation, it'll say avoid it. It's easier that way. And when chasing a dream, it will warn you, that's risky. What if you fail? Now that's not a weakness, it's biology. Your brain is designed to keep you in familiar patterns because the known feels safe, even if the known is making you miserable. It would rather you stay in a toxic job, a bad relationship, or routines that lead nowhere because at least you know what to expect. But here's the truth. Comfort is a trap. It keeps you stuck. It keeps you small. It keeps you from reaching the potential you were meant to step into. The good news is you're in charge. You can override the programming. You can train your brain to embrace challenge instead of avoiding it. And here's how. Number 1, recognize the resistance. That little voice telling you to stay comfortable, call it out. When you hesitate to take action, pause and ask yourself, is this a real reason or just my brain trying to keep me safe? 9 times out of 10, it's just a defense mechanism. Recognizing the resistance gives you power over it. Number 2, do the hard thing first. Your brain craves routine. If you always let it pick the easy route, it'll keep you doing so. Break the cycle. Wake up, take a cold shower. Make that difficult phone call right away. Go to the gym before your brain has time to negotiate. Make discomfort your new normal. Number 3 is reframe the pain. Instead of seeing challenge as suffering, see it as growth. That workout isn't pain, it's progress. That tough conversation isn't scary, it's strength. That rejection isn't failure, it's a lesson. Change the way you label discomfort, and you can change how you experience it. Number 4, commit publicly. Your brain will try to talk you out of things when no one is watching. So tell people what you're doing. Announce your goal. Get an accountability partner. Set deadlines you can't ignore. When quitting is no longer an option, you'll find a way forward. Number 5, train discomfort like a muscle. Every time you push past comfort, you rewire your brain. The more you do it, the easier it gets. Take the stairs instead of the elevator. Speak up in meetings. Say yes to opportunities before you feel ready. Small discomforts lead to bigger breakthroughs. The choice is yours. Your brain will always seek comfort, but comfort won't build the life you want. So, do you give in or do you take control? One leads to stagnation while the other leads to growth, strength in the life you were meant to live. Push past comfort. Override the programming. You're stronger than your brain wants you to believe. There comes a moment in life when you feel stuck. Maybe you've outgrown your current situation. Maybe a path you once followed no longer inspires you. Or maybe you've built an identity around something that no longer serves you. In that moment, you have 2 choices. You can stay where you are, or you can evolve into something greater. Reinvention isn't about abandoning who you are. It's about expanding into who you were always meant to be. It's about recognizing that your past does not define your future and that transformation is always possible. Some people fear change, believing it signals failure. But the real failure is staying the same when you know you were meant for more. Reinvention is a natural part of life. Look at the seasons. Nothing stays the same. Trees let go of their leaves in the fall, not because they failed, but because shedding the old makes way for the new. And the same applies to you. Growth requires change, and sometimes that means letting go of an outdated version of yourself so that something greater can take its place. Throughout history, civilizations have adapted, rebuilt, and reinvented themselves. Those who resisted change faded into the past, while those who embraced reinvention thrived. The same principle applies on a personal level. Those willing to evolve will always find new doors opening before them. So why do so many people hesitate to reinvent themselves? Because it's uncomfortable. Change is uncertain. It requires stepping into the unknown. But ask yourself, what's more terrifying? Taking a risk to grow, or looking back years from now and realizing you let fear keep you from becoming your best self? Many people tell themselves they're too old, too far behind, or it's too late. These are just excuses disguised as logic. Reinvention doesn't have an expiration date. It's not reserved for the young or those who have it all figured out. It's for anyone who's willing to start. Reinvention isn't about making one dramatic shift overnight. It's about making intentional choices that lead to transformation. Here's how to begin. First, embrace discomfort. Growth never happens inside the comfort zone, so reinvention is meant to challenge you. If it feels uncomfortable, that's the sign that you're on the right path. Second, let go of the old identity. Sometimes we cling to roles, relationships, or habits that no longer serve us. You are not your job. You are not your past mistakes. You are not the person you were yesterday. The moment you release the outdated version of yourself, you create space for something new to emerge. Third, take small, consistent steps. Reinvention doesn't happen in a single leap. It happens in the daily choices you make. Read a book, learn a new skill, change a habit, shift your environment. Small actions repeated over time create massive transformation. Fourth is surround yourself with growth-minded people. The people around you influence your mindset. Surround yourself with those who challenge you to become better, not those who keep you tied to who you used to be. And number 5 is believe in the future you haven't met yet. The most important part of reinvention is belief. It's a belief that your best days are ahead of you, not behind you. You may not know exactly what's coming, but trust that you are capable of stepping into something greater. Every choice you make today is shaping the future version of you. You are never stuck. People stay stuck not because they can't change, but because they believe they can't. But you are not rooted in one place. You are not bound by your past. You can grow, you can evolve, you can reinvent yourself. If you feel like you've reached a dead end, maybe it's not the end at all. Maybe it's the beginning of a new version of you. Life is made up of chapters. Some are long and joyful, filled with achievements and laughter. Others are short and bitter, marked by loss, setbacks, and struggles. But no matter how the last chapter ended, here we are, at the start of a new one. What's written is done, the ink is dried, and there's no rewriting the past. But the beautiful part is what comes next is still blank. The future is unwritten, and you hold the pen. Think about the opportunity you have. Your story can change at any time. You're not defined by one chapter. You're not trapped in the plot that unfolded yesterday. The pain of your last chapter doesn't have to be carried into this one. The mistakes, the regrets, the doubts, those are part of your story, yes, but they're not the whole story. If you want to start fresh, you can. If you want to rewrite your character, you can. If you want to close the book on what was and step boldly into what could be, the choice is yours to make. There's nothing more powerful than the realization that you don't have to keep reading the same page over and over. Sometimes we get stuck in our stories. We replay failures. We cling to old identities. We tell ourselves, this is just who we are. But that's not true. You're not a fixed character. You're someone who can evolve, someone who could grow, someone who can surprise the world and yourself with what's next. Maybe you've been carrying a chapter that's been hard to close. Maybe it's a relationship, a career, a habit, or even a version of yourself that's no longer serving you. It's time to let it go. It's time to take a deep breath, close that chapter, and turn the page. Because here's the thing about life, it doesn't wait for you to be ready. Time will move forward, whether you cling to the old story or write a new one. So why not decide that this next chapter will be better? Why not decide to bring new energy, new hope, and new determination into the blank pages ahead? Why not believe that the best part of your story has yet to be written? Some chapters end not because we failed, but because we've grown. Life pushes us forward whether we like it or not, because it knows that we're capable of more. And while the unknown can feel scary, it's also where possibility lives. The next chapter could be the one where you rise after falling, the one where you discover your purpose, the one where you find love, rebuild your confidence, or chase the dream you've been afraid to admit. But this is going to start with you. It's going to start with the courage to say that the past does not own you, that you decide what happens next.
You don't have to have it all figured out. You don't need to know the ending. All you need is the willingness to write the next sentence, the next paragraph, the next page, one step, one day at a time. This is your story, not your parents, not your friends, not the critics who told you to settle, but yours. So close the chapter that no longer fits. Forgive yourself for what's been, and step into this new page with courage, knowing that the future is still yours to write. Because no matter how the last chapter ended, your story isn't over. It's just beginning.